Morning, Cobbs. Spartan. How are both of you doing? Oh, is the controller not? Oh, come on, don't even. Okay, there we go. Whew. I was going to do another ICL in the morning, but something came up, so it had to get postponed. So we're just gonna have a relaxing day of random video games. Well, I might chit-chat about Lorcana, and who knows, I might even have an occasional guest. And this is quiet. Actually, it's not quiet. Maybe I just need to turn my music down. It's not that loud. Problem is I don't remember where anything or what I need to be doing in this game right now. And I have to like find a few things to get the final ending. Glimmer games tomorrow. Ooh, what are you playing? If you don't mind sharing with the world. It all depends on... Really? That video popped up and it like turned my game off. I'm gonna be so mad if I'm fighting a boss and that happens. And we're gonna go fight a boss, I think. I don't know what I would play in the Glimmer games. Like, I think green blue's in like a perfectly good position, like. So in my testing for Richmond, obviously different set. They did not have Willow yet, right? But I ended up playing 2 Under the Seas. And in my testing, I was like, I want to know if I can actually build a version of green blue that beats dogs very consistently. And I built a version that had 4 Under the Sea in it, as well as like the full Philip combo. And this was when they played more copies of the Hand Disruption. Actually, they were playing between 6 and 8 copies then, because that's kind of what they cut for the Willows. Like one of the cards they cut for Willow, shaved a couple off of. Now they tend to only play like 4 Mowgli or 4 Ursula, vice versa. But like I played against Kurt like 5 or 6 games and just like fairly handedly won. And it's just because like they can kind of stop 1 Under the Sea or 1 Mean and Malicious. But when you have so many of them, it's hard for them to stop both. It's like, oh, you hit my Mean Malicious, but I'm still going to shift Prince Philip and then sing Under the Sea with it. Or something like that. Or shift Clarabelle, sing Under the Sea with Clarabelle and Tipo. So even if you were trying not to play into the Under the Sea, then my Clarabelle is also going to draw a couple cards off of it. I'm like so silly, I can't even remember how to fast travel. Need to go to a bench where... Terminus take me where? No, that's the top. I think I want this one. Elevator bug. Dude, I'm gonna like get crushed by this boss when I try to fight it, because I wasn't able to beat it yet when I was... Yep, this is not where I wanted to go. When I was playing it. And I haven't played in months and months. Like, just things just kept coming up. It was like, I have free time. Okay, I need to test for this event. You know, it's just... Time is sadly not something I have infinite amounts of anymore. I used to have so much. I don't even remember how to get down to there. Because I don't think it's straight down. I think I have to get to that bell. So I have to go right, down, right, right. Prep, and the thing is, like, I'm not even, it wasn't even, like, all Lorcana prep. Like, I can play, like, 3 or 4 games of a matchup and get enough of it down to be, like, I have an expected concept of who I actually think wins this matchup. And while a lot of matchups are fairly common sense, theoretically, like, it just, like, you play it... I needed to go down. You've played it enough, you've seen, or not that you played it, but, like, people have talked about it. They're like, yeah, Amethyst Steel beats dogs. Like, that was, like, the common sense, or the... not common sense. Just, like, the typically believed concept, right? And then then came dogs versions that were beating it 50-50, if not more, right? Like 2 or 3 cards in each list change. That can swap a matchup, or at least create a skill diff thing, where, like, if you're just better than your opponent, you can do that. And sometimes people become better that way by playing the matchup over and over and over and over again. They can learn each thing they need to do in each scenario to not get punished. And then some people, like Frank Karsten, you know, he can... I was gonna just say myself because it's how I play, but it makes me sound way less egotistical when I say it's Frank, because it's also true. Like, he'll play for a week or 2 before the event, and then he'll win the event. And it's because he just has a natural concept and like skill level in TCGs. And he has years and years of playing a game that's very similar, but it is simpler in some aspects. It's still complex and has a different set of, like, difficulties at different levels. But one of, like, Magic's big skills, Frank doesn't actually necessarily get a fully used to his potential, and that's playing around, like, counter magic and playing around tricks. Because you don't really have to play around tricks in the same concept. And Frank was so good at Magic, like, maybe this was what I was missing from Magic. Who knows? Maybe I'll go back and play Magic someday and just, like, be 10 times better just based on the skills I gained from Lorcana. And Lorcana is way more about planning out, trying to force your opponent to do something in the next turn, and planning 2 or 3 turns in a row. Where in Magic, I kind of ended up with, like, a form and a mentality that's like, sure, there's a few cards I need to, like, save this counter spell for, or something like that. But because I had counter magic, I would play closer to a turn on turn, or be like, what happens if I don't answer this in the next turn? I get it's similar, but in Lorcana it feels way more important about, like, curving over turns. In Magic, you can, like, oh my goodness, I'm gonna have to take this off this playlist. It's pulling me off of it each time. Which, I don't know why. Set it. Let's see if it happens again. Because of lands, there is turns that people kind of just, like, skipping things. So you can keep a hand that just has a little bit of a curve and lands, and then you still have to, like, play off the top of your deck and hope you get something. And you can flood, and you might not flood. But in Lorcana, because you have a better mulligan, and you don't have these dead cards in your deck, these land cards in your deck, you have to, like, shape a better hand and plan out your turns just a little bit better, I think. Um, in Magic, I found myself just being like, I need to draw land here, and that's like, I, I think I'm explaining some of it well and some of it very poorly. Alright, I figured out how to get down there. Even though I've done it, obviously, before, but I forgot. Yeah. That's one of the things, what Spartan's saying there. As I literally respond right when they say that. Man, I feel like I have something stuck in my throat. Woo! It's like, I think I wanted to go up. Does this work? I'm so good. I'm so good at this game. I don't even remember how to use my lunge thing that I probably am gonna have to use here. Oh! Alright. I'm so good at this game. Man, I'm getting so old. My wrist. Send chat, get banished to the Shadow Realm. Yep. With rotation now changing just about everything, what are your top reprint character and item per color that you want reprinted? Ooh, that I want reprinted. I mean, I definitely want Ursula 3 reprinted. Or something similar. I would like... It's hard to say, like... I like Lady Tremaine, like Lady 5. But she... Like, I don't like having to pay 2 each turn. And she's really expensive for what she does, kind of. And she, like... For how... I understand how incredibly absurd it could be if you don't restrict her slightly, though. As... questing with her, like boosting and questing with her, and then drawing 5 cards up, or playing countless like sing together songs might be too good. Because I'm pretty sure she has a limit of cards that cost 5 or less. I could be wrong. Checking right now. If I can remember which of these little links is that deck builder. Lady. When this character quests, you may, if you've put a card under her this turn, you may play an action that costs 5 or less for free. Put that action on the bottom of your deck. I mean, I would like Storm in a whole new world for sure. Or just like basically what they did with Zeus, right? They just made a slightly worse Zeus. Magic players will know this card, but I want them to make a Storm that deals 1 damage to 2 characters. So, a worse Electrolyze, but still really cool. And maybe not even good enough, but a 3-cost song that you can deal 1 damage to 2 characters. So, like that. There's a card that does that already. It's a 2-cost steel card that obviously does not see too much play, otherwise I would remember its name. I'm sure chat just told me, but I want to find it myself. Not Twin Fire, that deals 2 to 2. I'm like picturing 2 Lost Boys on the art. I didn't find it. Well, Twin Fire did have Lost Boys on the air. I thought there was another one that you didn't have to discard, but it only dealt. Oh yeah, Double Trouble. Deal 1 damage to up to 2 chosen characters. Hey, zoologist. But you turn that into a song. Let's keep it inkable. Make it cost 3. And have it draw a card. And it's good. If it doesn't draw a card, yeah. It's crazy how important drawing a card is on some cards. Because it's like half a card, kind of. To, like, when you take a card that's like half a card, you can add draw a card and it makes it like a card. Makes it better than a card, almost. But it's just like all the other things you can kind of do to add to a card to up its power level, like, a lot of them just, like, change the card from what you wanted to do. Or make it too good, right? Like, because Double Trouble, it's hard to stack, because if you just make it deal 2 damage to 2 chosen characters, we already have that card, and they have 2 drawbacks on it. You have to discard a card, and it's uninkable. It's possible that Twin Fire saw so little play that they could either make Twin Fire inkable or just not have to discard a card. I think a 2-cost uninkable action, deal 2 damage to 2 characters. I mean, that's good. But I'm just thinking of how many times it's not good enough. Or it's like a card, like, it's a 2-for-1 at best, right? Otherwise, it's like, splash some damage. And honestly, that would, like... Yeah, I think it's reasonable to either make it not have to discard a card and leave as uninkable, or make it inkable and not and have it discard a card. I think they could be 2 separate cards, and both would see play for different reasons and different decks. Or keep it uninkable and add draw a card. I mean, that's like, that is also honestly an answer. 2-cost uninkable, deal 2. When you play this, you may discard a card. Like, you have to have it that you discard the card before. You could do both, but I think it's better to have it before. But I guess if you do it, if you have the draw card before, then that gives you the option to top deck it when you have no cards, play it, draw a card, then discard it to deal 2 and 2, or just play it, deal 2 and draw a card. But just playing like an uninkable deal 2, draw a card action for 2 is also like a card, I think, that is not that unreasonable. Like a storm that's not a song. Well, if you're not going to make it a song, it should cost less, right? Because theoretically, songs should cost more because you can sing them. Quick shot, quick shot, quick shot. That sounds familiar. Did I describe a card that exists in seasonal play? I'd feel silly if I did. Well, quick shot doesn't deal enough damage. But I'll tell you, every time if quick shot cost 1, quick shot would see play. I'd play the crap out of quick shot if it only cost 1. And if quick shot did 2, I'd play the crap out of quick shot. But unfortunately, quick shot is the type of card that is either really too good or really not good enough. Or it's just not good enough, right? There's a rap song. about how I feel about that character. I can't remember who sings it. Big Sean sings it. Still going left. What are we adding to the map? Where did I go that I haven't gone before? That makes no sense. Or just make MMS steal as it should have been and said deal damage to all. I mean, but that's like the green thing, right? Is that they deal damage that can't be resisted. Because it's nature damage. It's Nature Inc. I don't know actually the reasoning for it, but like, do I not have enough money to make more of those? Or metal scraps, probably. It's not good. It's gonna. I should actually change my build for boss fighting. Don't need wall grab. I don't need that. I might want that, but I don't know if I do. I might like throw my swings off. That. I mean, malicious, even if it was steel, though, like, what does that really change? It just kills Emerald Sapphire. Do we need Emerald Sapphire to die? So we're just going, this is like a mass reheal build. Might as well just use those since I have infinite resupply. Stuff for it, so I don't even need it. We'll do some squats. It wouldn't be a good deck though. I've played Emerald Steel with the Prince Philip combo in it as like just like a deck to see if I could do it, because I had max goof and I was like, oh, I can get back strength with it, like this seems like it could be good, and it just wasn't good enough. It was so close but so far. That's the issue, is like I just don't think it would impact the meta. Instead of, it would just like kill one deck. had kicked those. I've heard I had the chai latte. I'm gonna get crushed. I can't believe that I've been dodging as much as I have, honestly. Mostly because it's been so long since I've done this, but I'm surprised I've remembered a lot of the attack patterns. Oh, ran right into that, though. I remember the attack patterns. Walk right into it. How do I activate this item? I thought it was the D... Well, it's obviously not the D-pad. I don't know what button it is. Be it left trigger? Oh, no. Second phase. Oh. Alright, we lasted way longer than I thought I would last, at least. I did not think I'd make it to the second phase. And my thumb hurts. Alright. What is this? Alright, so my two warp songs, jump, attack. That's an ability. Look up, look down. Still movement stuff. Hey Parker, I feel foolish for not knowing the button to... Okay. Okay. Alright. Yeah, I have to... I was like pressing up, and I was like, this... My brain's telling me this does it. I have to press up and then press this at the same time. I thought it's... Oh, but I don't have... I just don't have the rocks to make more of them. That's... So that was just a waste. But I don't need it. Also, why is my spools... Oh, I have to... Wait, why is my spool smaller? have something equipped that made it bigger that I took off? I don't think I did. That's actually a good item. Definitely don't need that while fighting. Yeah, none of those do it. Let's see. So, Ursula 3. I just like that kind of ability. Like, I want to reuse my cards from the discard. I want to... That's one thing that this game does not push as much. And I've tried to do this before. That's what Action Jackson was, for those who've paid attention long enough to know. And those who have not, if you go to my Dreamborn, you can do ! deck lists. Or just go to Dreamborn, I'm on the creator list. So it's like, it was like a set 3 or 4 deck though. I used airfoil, and then like it won by questing with like Warded Pete, because you would just like quest for how much? I don't even remember. It was I think he quested for 4 if you like played enough actions. Yeah, he quests for 4 if he, of course the price is over, it has 7 or more strength. And you had to 2-for-1 yourself a lot because of the actions that you would play. Or just like mostly removal, right? Sometimes you had to do 2, like you had to store or grab your sword and play another thing, right? But with airfoil, you could just afford to do that, because airfoil lets you draw a card if you've played 2 actions. So then you want to be like singing a song or doing something like that. Ursula 3 by herself activating lets you then draw a card. And it's just like a fun control deck that you could easily deck yourself out in. But it was so fun to play. And I would like to play a control deck kind of like that again. Like, give me some locations that, like a 2-cost location that has 1 lore. It's a 0/8, and it like makes my opponent lose 2 lore when it comes into play. Yeah, just more actions that were impactful in general. But I don't know. Do we need more ramp? Probably not. I would just like to see some more things to do, I guess, outside of just playing characters. But it is hard to balance that type of stuff. How did I jump that way? Her hit must have just pulled me. Reprints, though. I don't like Bruno, but it's probably like a perfectly reasonable reprint. Like, the things I don't like about it are why it's probably a good fair card. Like, you're not even always guaranteed to like get rid of the card you want to get rid of. Sure she even telegraphs what move she's gonna do, but I don't ever, like, depending on how she dodges backwards. I played it that much that eventually I learned it, because it was like, I need to know how to dodge these attacks, because I can dodge some of them, but if I don't know which one she's gonna do, I like walk into it. I probably just got really lucky the last time I tried. The first try. It could be the pushback thing. I need to put that back on. I could just be like going too far away on my dodges and all that. What? Whoops. Dang it. Oh! Got diced! That witch! She let me right into it that time. Oh. No! Oh, wow! I thought I was dead. That was so luck. Alright, I think she's gonna come in like a wrecking ball. I double jumped, but she flew as an umbrella. No. Alright, alright. I got too far into it right there. Almost got it, though. Almost got it. I like zoned off, though. Take a break to calm my thumb down. If I was gonna play in the Glimmer games tomorrow, what would I play? It's a tough choice. I initially would, like... I wanted to play Ember Steel, right? But if Emerald Steel, or if Emerald Sapphire is, like, gonna be one of the best decks in the format, that's, like, a rough spot to be in. Taking that down here somehow. Emerald Sapphire would kind of wrecks things, but Sky was thinking that if you played Amber Steel with like Pete's and Mobley's, that might be enough. I would try that, but at least Under the Sea doesn't hurt you as much as it does other decks. Like, you have a lot of threes in there. You're, like, already trying to play around Under the Sea, right? Crashed here, play right now. Apparently I have to get into the zone and stop talking or something. Anyway. Blurple might be an okay choice. DKP was able to beat multiple Ink Geyser Emerald Sapphires. Thinks that match is good. But that could just be like a skill diff thing that we were talking earlier. Like, sometimes a matchup is pretty close, and so if that's the case, it doesn't matter which deck you kind of play if you're the better player. But it does come relevant when, like, it's Ed versus DKP, because all of a sudden that, like, skill diff type thing is much closer, if not equal, right? And that's the scenario where deck choice is also quite relevant. It's also important in testing for an event that you're not too much better or worse than your opponent, because then it'll skew your, like, if you just an easy way to figure this out is to and you should be doing this anyways, is like swapping who plays what. So play like 10 games, but 5 of those games you're the aggro deck and the other 5 games you're the control deck, or vice versa. And if like you lose 05 and then lose 05, well, maybe swap decks again and play, and be like, either try to learn from like the other side, be like, well, I lost with the aggro deck against the control deck, but then when they played it, they beat me. What was different from them playing it and me playing it? Like, what was the difference between those two matchups? And then maybe try to like adjust your aggro deck play to see if you can play like he did as the aggro deck, and see if you can win through that. And if you can't, but you played the same, see what he did with the control deck to stop you. And then when you swap, do it again. And if this just keeps happening over and over again, you will get better. And one of the deck, like, you're going to start winning with one of the decks. Or it's going to get to the point that it literally feels like a 50-50, and you're making a mistake to lose. If you continue to lose no matter what, your opponent is probably just that much better than you, and there's like something you're missing. But once you catch that, like, just ask them, honestly, like, what did you do differently? Why did I lose with these? And they're not going to say because I'm better than you. They're going to tell you the plays they made to let them win, right? They made those plays because they're better than you. But now you'll know those plays to like get better, and then you can try to figure out why they made those plays, and like that could make you better. It's like, you definitely want to level up. And as a good player, if you just constantly don't play with people at your skill level, it can make you worse. Because you kind of, like, at least for me, like, I need to get punished. Because if my opponent just is constantly not punishing me, then I'll continue to make that play, because I'll be like, you know, it's good, I don't ever get punished for it. And if I'm not swapping decks, like, I guess if I'm changing decks up, so like, did I really win 2 dice rolls this fight? Because if I'm winning, like, with both decks, you know, it's like, sure, I can at least see what mistakes they're making, and I can kind of see, like, what I need to do to still beat that deck, even though I think it's, like, favored. And then I could adjust from there. But I guess, like, just testing at all is better than no testing. You just have to be aware of all of the variables in the testing. That's 3. The game, they feel bad for me. I'm just gonna pogo. It's honestly my favorite way to play this game. She has some very good anti-pogo attacks in her pattern. I'm so bad. Maybe I should play Slay the Spire instead. I feel I'm gonna have to, like, really get into it. Like, zone out to play this. At least at this spot. Showing how bad of a gamer I am right now. So, the meta right now I still think dogs is like the deck to be afraid of, right? And the meta is now kind of starting to respect dogs. Like Emerald Sapphire's playing 3 to 4 Under the Seas, and the dogs itself is playing 4 Under the Seas, but they kind of always did. Like some are cutting A Under the Sea and playing more Chromacons, but like that's the other thing is the Chromacon count. Like Sailor really messed with the meta with that. So now you're not guaranteed. Like you're not guaranteed your opponent even has Chromacon, which could be good or bad for you. It kind of depends on whether or not you have item removal, right? So if you have a bunch of item removal in your deck to counter Chromacon and they don't play Chromacon, then you're at a disadvantage slightly in that regard. You might be at an advantage because maybe the only thing you ever lose to is Chromacon, and so if they don't have the Chromacon or you destroy the Chromacon, you win. But I don't think there's that many decks that are in that position where they can just do that. So I think it's fair to have 1 or 2 item removal, like a Wasabi or something, and not overload with like 4 of them. It has some splash damage. We have seen an uptick in Amber Amethyst, and some of them play Lantern. Not all of them, but some do. I jumped, I should have dashed. Can't believe I didn't get hit there. Oh, thought I was high enough out of that for sure. But Pete could be good again. I think we saw in the ICL someone played Pete and it was like devastating. I don't think they still lost though. That would have been funny. Had I just dashed instead of jumping and then trying to dash, I think I could have escaped that. Got her in the corner once, she got me in the corner there. Getting wrecked. Oh, barely. Oh. Alright, I'm gonna pause for a second and try to finish that thought process of where in the meta I would want to be. So if we can assume if we can make some assumptions that people are going to play dog respecting builds of decks, certain things would be like, that's kind of what happened in the DLC, but it was also an EU 500 person or it was APEC area in Taipei, 500 person event. You could claim that it's like the meta wasn't in the same area, but realistically I feel it was still a dogs meta, and it was like there were anti-dog decks doing well, like Amber Steel decks doing well as well, and Ghent as well. So it just like it was a continuation of that meta, and we saw more decks geared to beat dogs. So if that's the current trend, like I don't think there's going to be drastic innovation at a CCQ, except for maybe one or two people who are countering it, right? I think the majority of people are going to be like, I've got all my reps on dogs, I'm going to play dogs, or I'm a Blurple player, I'm playing Blurple. So like the big three is going to be there, and there will be some players who swap over to Emerald Sapphire. Some people are just going to always play whatever deck won the last event. They have everything, and they're just going to do what they think is the best deck, especially in this scenario, because it just won a thing, so it shows that it has the chops. And if the meta maintains itself, that has a high potential of occurring again. Like being able to visions into Under the Sea, like you almost always have that Under the Sea, right? So that's one of the reasons why if you gear your Emerald Sapphire deck to beat dogs, you can do it. And we were playing the Bend of My Will in the previous season, and now they've kind of moved to the Ink Geyser, and I think the reason for that is it just really stops the Blurple decks from being able to get you. Sure, you Prince Philip and then you Ink Geyser, and then they like let it go, or Into the Unknown your Prince Philip, but you most likely shifted him, so they're ramping you 2, so they're putting you up to at least 6 ink, while they themselves have 3 or 4. And shouldn't have anything else in play. So like you're resetting the game basically with you at an advantage, and like the matchup was already before Ink Geyser, I feel really close, so that should push you to the advantage and being able to win from there. And if you had to ink any Mean Maliciouss or Prince Philips early on, you can get them, you can like buy them back to do it again, right? And since you're and I told Sky this before the DLC as well, as one of the reasons why I was playing Under the Sea, is it's secretly not that bad against Blurple as well. Being able to hit like a couple Genie, like when they just like top deck Genie into Genie, it's like, oh, that's devastating. Well, I have a couple extra board wipes, so it doesn't feel as bad to use a board wipe on that scenario. Like the Blurple deck beats you because you board wipe, they redeploy, you board wipe, they redeploy, you board wipe, they redeploy. So adding more Under the Seas just allows you to board wipe more. And like they can't always in the previous season they also just didn't play around Under the Sea. Now they probably will. They're probably not going to go Genie into Genie. They're going to go Genie into Dumbo or something like that, to be like, all right, you can answer one with an Under the Sea, but not both. I'm gonna make you Under the Sea and Hades, or something like that. I'm gonna make you have 2 outs. That said, I still think Emerald Sapphire is favored in most of the time there, but like it's probably really close. It's gonna probably be down to a skill diff thing. So if you don't ever play Emerald Sapphire and you play against a Blurple player who's played this matchup hundreds of times, you're probably in a rough spot, because they're like, even if you're a better player than them, the amount of reps they have on the deck is going to like make up for that, or like equalize it. And then especially if there's like, sometimes matchups have like a key play that's incredibly important, and if you're not aware of that play, you could just lose if they set you up to it. Like a Rapunzel trap is like a bare minimum like type thing. Like in set 1, Ducky was crushing red purple until they learned how to play around Rapunzels, and like no one had like really, they didn't have to do that, really. Like, the game was brand new and everyone was playing Purple Mirrors. And, like, a lot of the Steel Song lists at the time, like, I didn't like them. I mean, that's like they didn't play at first. They weren't playing Lanterns, or they weren't playing Whole New World. Like, there were Stitch decks, but they weren't using Whole New Worlds, and if you could believe that. So like there was a variety of Amber Steel decks being played, but it wasn't fine tuned. Whereas in the Red Purple got fine tuned very quickly because people like playing control decks, and there was like an Amber Emerald aggro deck as well with like Cusco's and stuff that saw play. So it's like they were quickly able to like build an anti-character deck, and then that's gonna like take down a lot of the format, and then it started like inbreeding on itself to win the mirror. But I digress. Um, so if I was to just like pick something, I would start off trying to be like, I'm either going to play Emerald Sapphire, or I'm going to find out what beats Emerald Sapphire, and then see if I can play that deck. And humorously, that might be Dogs. Depends on how like I would want to play the matchup, and if as Emerald Sapphire I'm crushing Dogs, then I'm probably just playing Ember Sapphire. Ember. Emerald Sapphire. I'm playing a 3-color deck. That's how I win. How does it play against Blurple, though? That's the question. Like, so now that Emerald Sapphire's in the mix, we have like a best, like the top 4 decks, right? That actually can all like do really good things. And so you kind of want to like before it was like you needed a deck that could beat 2 of the 3, and then you hope to dodge that. Now it's like you need a deck that beats 3 of the 4, or like whatever the percentage is. Like if you can always beat 60% and then you just have an okay matchup in the others, that's something. But yeah, I don't like to play a deck that just like loses. Like if you tell me you beat literally every deck in the game except for Blurple and you can never beat Blurple, I'm not playing that deck. Same thing with Amber or Amethyst Steel and possibly Dogs, which is why I played Under the Seas. Is I wanted to not just automatically lose to Dogs, even if it was only taking me to a 40% matchup because I only played 2 Under the Seas. Even if it only took me to a 40%, I would take that over being like a 20-30%. I can hit 40% 2 out of 3 games. Way more than I'm going to hit that 30% 2 out of 3 games. Is that only like a 30% difference overall? But still, that's 1 out of 3 of them I'm winning now instead of... or more often. I'm increasing it by... I don't know. I'm not a math person, obviously. Sure, it comes in from that side. TKP lost to Kiwi and Get. Oh, third wave. I was literally thinking I was starting a new fight. Alright. Oh, I guess I kind of was right there. It knocked him out. I need to go potty real quick. I'm going to get an ad out of the way. Look, it's an RMB. He shows up, probably gets an ad for coming in, and then I pop an ad like a jerk to go use the bathroom. Then again, he is a sub, so he doesn't even get the ad, so what am I saying? Yeah. Someone mentioned Blue Steel and you were instantly in chat. They're like, or you could play Kiwi. So yeah, in the Glimmer games, I think my first thought would be to check out if I actually think Emerald Steel is great. Play some matches, see if there's a deck that punishes me really hard. But like, I'm feeling like there probably isn't. Like the matchups that you couldn't beat, that were like a nightmare, were those like auto lose to dogs. The Inkcaster deck or something like that. The one that you gain a lore if you play 2 cards. Like that deck was really hard to beat. But when I played versions of it, it could never beat dogs. And with dogs being the best deck in the format, you don't even have to see that. Which is honestly, could be another reason to play Emerald Sapphire. Is like, because you're perfectly fine playing in a world full of Amber Steel, Amethyst Steel, and Blurple. And if all the decks are trying to beat dogs, it becomes like a really good breeding grounds for you. Like, Glimmer Games is Affinity? Oh, Well then, that changes a lot of things. Reginald left before I started discussing what I'd play, I guess. Didn't clarify. Oh, that was a question. I thought it was core. Let me check. Glimmer Games Facebook event. It is core. Okay, okay. What? What? I didn't turn. I swear. Thought that was the third one. I guess it was only the second. Why'd I heal on the ground? That was... I like pressed jump there and I didn't jump. I hurt myself. I feel like one of the California events is Infinity. Or is it the ETB event? Is it one of the Canadian events? Canada. Canada sounds awesome. But yeah, it could just secretly be Emerald Sapphire's format. And the funny thing is the decks that are gonna... the way to counter Emerald Sapphire gets, like... It's probably just play more dogs. And hope. Because the matchup, like, even with the Under the Seas, can't be that insane, right? Especially with Willow. Like, if you stumble, you lose. And you're already, like, hard ramping for a few things. And there's a couple, like, ways to properly alter against those matchups. So, like, in the later matches, it's going to be harder, but you could get lucky in the early round against someone who doesn't know what they're doing. I don't know how much you can really adjust dogs. They only have so many slots, and Chromaton. Then you do bounce your Prince Philip to your hand to wipe their board again. It's just they normally beat you before you get there. Or they just like play a bunch of characters and force you to do it again. And then shift a lady and force you to do it again. Which is why the quad under the sea sucks. And it makes the lady not as good. Even though Tramp's still gonna fill them up. And under the sea answers the pesky Lilo, which is a big issue. I just realized I needed to heal. I'm not going to the Glimmer events, unfortunately. I was not invited as a caster. Which is fair. I mean, I probably could have been a caster, but I would have had to pay my own way there. Assuming they would let me. Like, I could have maybe begged my way in, but there's closer, more renowned casters to go. And other casters who are the same distance who are much more renowned. And also great casters, so. Easy peasy. I would be going to the event probably if I was not already qualified though. If it was cheaper to fly to, I'd also consider it just for winning money purposes. I like to win. But paying $600 to win $600 is kind of rough. I actually don't even know how much the winnings are, but they have a lot of stuff on it. I'm sure it's pretty good. Oh, unfortunate that that's the one she did right there. I was like, oh, I think I can afford to heal. She just used the thing. Does it back and forth. Oh, she played me so well right there. How's the lace fight, Marley? I'm getting wrecked. I haven't played in months as well, so I'm very quickly having to regain my skills. I might be there again. I don't have her tells down again. Like her attack, like she does. I've been playing for an hour. We've taken a few breaks, I swear. She holds her sword a different way depending on how she attacks again, and I haven't concentrated on learning that again. Probably should. Forever punished for never dashing, you know? Dashing too much. like that the dice are like, yeah, she shouldn't have been there. I believe that you shouldn't have been hit there. Oh, I'm so bad. What was that? I did just drop right next to her. I kind of deserve that one. No! So bad. Whoops. Didn't expect that quick backhand to my face. Never mind the choke. Yeah. I'll do well for a little bit and then just drop the ball. It's like in the zone, out of the zone, in the zone, out of the zone. How would I go about countering Emerald Sapphire? I mean, maybe adding Pete's. Like, you're gonna have to kind of ignore... Is it okay to tell you my needle's not fully upgraded? Probably. I know there's like a couple things left I need to do, but since I haven't played in like months... Don't get hit, girl, don't get hit. I don't remember where anything is, and I didn't want to just, like, wander. I think I'm at, like, 96%. Yeah, the dice love me. I honestly feel like they upgraded the dice with one of the updates since the last time I played, because it's been hitting like 2 or 3 times a fight, and I only remember it really hitting once a fight on average. And I feel like it hits when it's unlucky I get hit, kind of like I try to jump left and my character jumps right and the dice trigger, like somehow they knew that I messed up my jump. That's just luck, Ray. You just look for the reasons to make it make sense. I jumped, just not quick enough. She's like, you're gonna pogo me, will ya? too late. Whoops. Is it not all the way upgraded? I feel like I've gotten... I guess there's still like quest lines I haven't done, so they might give me another, whatever that's called, pearl or something. I don't look up the guide. I just, like, I know I need another spool fragment. And I'm pretty sure there's another set of masks I can get. Maybe, I don't... Yeah, right? Or there's one more silk heart, even, that I need to get. Oh, I guess I could make some shells if I wanted to. But 10 masks is max. Oh, I need to do this still. I have to complete X amount of mercs. Yeah, and I'm missing whatever this is. Part of me thinks that this is something I can't get, but maybe I'm thinking of the gun. The other one of these. That's probably what I'm thinking of. Who knows what this is? Not me, because I obviously missed whatever. Like, the amount of time it took me to find the area this was in, the Spire area, brah. It took forever to find that, and I just stumbled across it. Like, I knew there was like an area I couldn't get to, because you can get to the back of a bell through some fire area, and I was like, there is an area here, and I knew there was a flea I couldn't get to as well, and like I just couldn't, but I didn't want to like go to the next zone because I was afraid it would not let me continue doing what I needed to do. But we don't need any items. We don't need to break our money up. We can just beat Lace with a nail. I'm sure I'm capable of it. I don't need to cheat by having robots finish her off. I probably will. I just need to pogo better. If I remember right, I tried pogoing to beat her, and it just doesn't work because she has so many good anti-pogos. I was surprised she let me pogo as much as I did earlier. Whoa, I was attacking. It should have been a dash. Well, that's just me being bad. Oops, wrong way. Ooh, that was close. That was unfortunate. I'm glad I messed up my input right there, because I should have gotten hit. I needed a double dash. Come on, just like Mario taught us, game. Run away like a coward. Rude. Whoops. Ooh, I remembered to double dash that time. Thank you, dice. Gotcha. Although I probably should have waited a second on that. Whew. Stream Pokemon, bro. I need to see you wake up Snorlax. I mean, I probably should at some point. I need to go make sure my wife is awake and that she's going to pick up my son from school so I can keep streaming. I'll be right back. I'm going to get a pesky ad out of the way. Why is the music not? Oh, it was just the end of the song, so it was like quiet. Alright. Alright, J-Bomb. I have to, the problem with doing that is I have to set up the capture card to do that. I don't know where it is. But I will find that for you so I can do that. Coming from the left or right? I feel like it's the left, but yep. I've been hit by like 5 of those, or I've been hit by like all of them, I feel like, once, and it wrecked me. Oh, I'm so bad. I shouldn't have paused it. blue tool spool extender. Oh, this. I think it's because I'm not healing, and it lets me store 2 heals, because sometimes I forget. I think, like, one of the issues, I forget to heal, and so sometimes I need to be able to heal twice because I'm bad. But what other tool would there be here that I wouldn't throw me off? Yeah, I don't like that. Don't need that. I mean, I guess, but meh. I think I actually want to use this over this, because I don't need quicker heals. I'd rather have a bigger heal, because I normally get like, I try not to heal somewhere I'll get hit. The only time that's upsetting is in the 3rd stage, I guess, possibly. I could do that for better. Bro, I haven't even been using my needle skills. I guess I don't really have the time to do it in this one, but I probably could. Yeah, there's a few other builds I could be doing. But maybe Amber Steel with Pete and Mowgli, if it is enough to not automatically lose to that list. It's just like you don't have a way to stop the Philip combo. I think Lilo's the only one that does, right? Or does it not even? Because I can't remember the verbiage on the put damage, dealt damage thing. Like, I feel like she's the only one that could get around it. Oh, it double heals, that's right, so I could have waited longer if need be. God. Double dash! Got a double dash. You're 2 p.m. moving to 3, so I got an hour to enjoy you, and then an hour meeting before more time. Well, J-Bomb. J-Bomb at me. Well, did you want to jump into the video and chit chat about Lorcana as I get crushed? Or are you actually multitasking working? Let's go. Maybe had I hit that, I might have not gotten bruised. That was not the direction to go. Run away! There's a way in. Bro, I can't believe it was all deflected and I didn't get any off of that. I'm getting wrecked this time. Just gotta have those fleece rounds sometimes. I'm surprised that wasn't a clash. Maybe I should just use the quick heal over it. Just heal more often. I feel like the big heal was one big heal before, and now it's like two small heals. I wonder if that changed, or I'm just misremembering. Thought it should go that way, I don't know why. I bet I could hit those out of the sky, and I'm just not. I can vaguely move them. she was gonna do it the moment I started to heal.